Welcome to The Unfiltered Lens, a podcast for creative wedding suppliers finding their way in business, online and everything in between. No pressure, no pretending. I'm Gina Fernandez, a photographer, filmmaker and work in progress, just like you. Here we mix strategy, stories and the stuff no one usually says out loud. If you're into real talk without the fluff, you're in the right place. Welcome back to The Unfiltered Lens. It feels so good to be saying that again. This is the first episode of season 2 and the break since August, which has been longer than I planned, but exactly what I needed. And funnily enough, I did actually find an episode I'd recorded on October the 9th in the back end of my studio, but I never published. I'm not going to, because the intro to that referred to lots of different things that have already happened. So I'll re-record that episode at some point. Now, a lot has happened behind the scenes, including delivering my talk, The Work Beneath the Work at 9 Dots Gathering. It was one of the biggest creative pushes I have done in a very long time. It was a lot in a really, really good way. And in a stretching way, in a way that made me realize I didn't know I needed that. It was good. And today I'm going to be joined by someone who went through the whole thing alongside me. We both spoke at the 9 Dots Gathering, their 10th anniversary this year. We were both navigating the same pressure, both trying to shape something that felt honest and worth saying. And we're going to debrief about it properly today. Not polished, not performative, just a conversation between the both of us. Just unpacking the experience and talking about the event from a speaker's point of view. So I am actually hoping that if you're a future speaker at an event, that you might find this episode actually quite useful as a way to prep or to get a feel if you've not spoken before. So I hope it helps. And I'm going to be joined today by Frances Foster. I'll take it away. I'm out of practice, aren't I? How are you?
I'm good.
It's been a full week now. It's been a full week since we've done it all.
Full week. I feel like I'm just riding the wave of it all.
I completely agree. I'm exactly the same. I still feel like, it's like there's not been much closure. So I'm hoping maybe today there'll be some closure. Yeah. Move on with my life. Stop talking about it.
It's been so because it has taken over our mind, especially the last couple of weeks. You and I put a lot of effort into it, and we really sort of thought about it, and we met about it, and it just. But now afterwards, I'm pumped again. I'm like, right, okay, let's be productive, let's crack on. Whereas getting to this point of the time in the year, I'm a bit like, oh, okay, let's just wrap up warm and not
wind
do much.
down.
I'm fired up. I'm like, okay, what can I do? Let's go with this.
Yeah, it's good. Nice. I'm still wearing the 9 Dots t-shirt. I don't think I've taken it off.
Might want to do that soon.
So while I fester in my 9 Dots t-shirt, Frances, I know you. I would say properly met last gathering, last 9 Dots, and we have spent the year weekly, if not fortnightly, chatting to each other, like on an official capacity, because we are accountability bros.
I love it. I love
accountability bros before hoes.
But that's something we put in. Well, one, because we knew we were going to be speakers, but it was also something that one of the speakers last year said that they was really good, wasn't it? So it was.
Yeah, absolutely. So we were like, why don't we do this? Yeah. And at the time I was like, in my head, I was like, we're just going to be prepping for the speech. And you were like, no, come on. Let's master pick time. Let's do pick time sales. Let's set some goals. But it was really good. It was really good.
That's the old operations team manager in me going, come on, what are we going to do? But it's worked because I put albums in started asking more about albums in that 6-week questionnaire we put it in. And just those little things, they actually have had made a difference.
Yeah, it did work for me as well. Yeah, it increased my revenue. It's weird, but, well, not weird. That's exactly the whole point of it. That, yeah, accountability. But yeah, now before we carry on,
Yes.
could you please introduce yourself to all of our millions of listeners?
For taking over
Who
the world.
are you?
Who am I? Okay, so I am Frances. I am a wedding photographer in the UK. I'm based in Suffolk, near Bury St Edmunds, which is a lovely place. If you've never been to Suffolk and Bury St Edmunds, come along. It's beautiful. I've been a wedding photographer for coming up for 8 years now.
Right.
I wasn't always a wedding photographer. I used to support people who'd been made redundant for a long time. And before that, I was in sales and marketing for a collection of luxury hotels.
Oh, I didn't know that bit.
Yeah.
Nah, okay.
Bougie, baby. Bougie. Yeah, some stories there. But it wasn't until actually that I moved to France on a complete
Yep.
whim. And I just had time and I just started playing with the camera and I was like, I love this. Got asked to do a wedding. I was like, bang, that's what I'm going to do.
That's it. You are in.
Career
That's
unlocked.
it.
And yeah. And I love it. I
Hooked.
absolutely love it. I think with wedding photography, you have to love it. I think you can really see in the photos the difference between those that just do it for the money and those that do it with heart. And I'm all about the heart camp because I think what we do is really precious, actually.
Yeah, I completely agree. Completely agree. Well, thank you so much for coming on and introducing yourself. I thought it'd be really good to debrief the 9 Dots event.
Yes.
From a speaker's point of view, because the podcast, what's it called? Framed,
Yes.
FRAM, and a capital E and a capital D, with Ollie Baines, Ollie Knight, and James Rich.
Yeah, lovely
James
guys.
Richardson or James Rich, yeah. But Ollie Baines and Ollie Knight actually came to the gathering, and literally this week they released an episode and they did a debrief, but they did it from obviously an attendee's point of view, which was great. So I thought, that's a really good idea. Why don't we do a debrief from a speaker's point of view, so we can get some closure and move on and stop talking about it. Do you know what I mean? I've still got, Nadine sent me the professional photos. So I'm like, I've still got one more post in me. And I still need to show off these professional photos. So there's that. But I thought also this might be handy for anyone else who's going to be speaking at the event or speaking at an event in preparation, know what we went through behind the scenes in the run up to speaking. So I was wondering if we could literally start at the beginning, from the moment we were told that we would be speaking, how we felt, and then how we basically worked through it. So you up for that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Excellent. The bit that no one sees. When were you told? How were you told? What was your reaction?
So it was obviously pre the gathering last year, some in the autumn sometime.
Yeah.
And Rahul just contacted me and said, would I speak? And I was like, yeah, of course. And then afterwards I was like, holy fuck, what have I just agreed to? And then every emotion came. So I was excited because I was like, yeah, do you know what? I'm proud of myself. I've done well. Yes, let's showcase that. There was a little part of me was like, that's a big step. You're going to be speaking in front of loads of people. The only presentations I've done previously were quite difficult presentations, not sort of joyous, creative keynote kind of talks.
Okay.
That was going to be a whole new skill for me to learn. Yeah, I was excited. I'm kind of someone that just likes to do stuff anyway, put myself out in the comfort zone, fuck it, why not? So I was like, yeah, let's go. And I was like, I need Gina.
So basically, agree to it and think about it later, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think I was very, very similar. So I'm going to be honest. I want to say that I sort of manifested it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We're on that level, aren't we? It was something I wanted to do. To speak at an event was something I wanted to do. And I really think having a podcast, this is the second one, having a podcast with Hannah Beddoe, And then I had spoken at a couple of things. I had done a couple of online workshops. Snap had asked me to talk at their marketing one-day event that they had. So it was sort of there, but it all had been online. I was like, it'd be nice to actually stand up in front of people and see reactions. So the online ones that I did, it was really difficult to read people's reactions. I was literally talking like this on a Zoom call. A lot of the times the participants' faces were hidden, and I was like, who am I talking to? I need some
That's
feedback.
actually harder, I think.
So much harder, because obviously, you know, I'm from a teaching background, and the whole time I am reading the class's feedback. Do they get it? Who's got it? Who hasn't got it? And I think even as photographers, we're doing that all the time. We're constantly reading people's body language. Who wants a photo? Who doesn't want a photo? Who's enjoying the moment? Who's not? You know, we're constantly reading that. So in my head, I was like, I'd love to actually be able to deliver something that I've already delivered or spoken about to a group of actual people. And I remember I was walking along. Honestly, this is exactly how it has happened. I was doing a dog walk in the morning. I had just sent a voice note to a friend saying, why is it not me? Like literally ranting, like moaning, like why can't it be me? And the next minute I had a Facebook message from Rahul saying, would you like to speak at the 9 Dots in 2025? I was like, what? My first reply was, are you on crack? Because it's like, what do you want me to talk about? And I think up until that point, I'd only done a couple of episodes on the 9 Dots podcast. So I had got to know Rahul just by being on his podcast. So I think we struck up a friendship, and I think he was like, oh yeah, she's got something to say. So, you know, I said, yeah, all right, fine, fair enough. I'll think about the content later.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Think about it later. Were you given a brief?
I think Rahul had said maybe something about networking, but really just do what you want.
Oh,
I
right.
was
Okay.
kind of steered, but also at the same time just given free rein, which could have been dangerous for me because who knows what I could have talked about.
Right. So I was like, yeah, I need to know what you want me to talk about, right? He did actually say to me something on social media.
Right.
And I was like, right, okay, fine, I can do that. And then, so that was like autumn time, wasn't it? And then the way that they announce the speakers, I think is really, really cool.
That was
It's so brilliant. Yeah. So if you've not been to a 9 Dots gathering, at the end, the very last presentation on the very last day, they do a little video skit, which is always really creative, really hilarious, to introduce the next year's lineup. And tickets go on sale from that moment. And then they introduce all the speakers. And I remember I didn't know who else was speaking at all.
No,
I didn't even
we're
think to
asked
ask.
not to say to anybody. We're not asked to say to anybody.
Yes, that's right. It's top secret, isn't it? You cannot tell a single person you are speaking. Don't tell anyone. Which is why that little presentation is so exciting, because you're like, oh, who's talking? Yeah. So I had not a clue. And weirdly enough, I didn't even think about who else was speaking. Like I was like, it wasn't even a thought. Oh, who else is speaking until that moment. So, and then seeing all the people, like, oh my God, it was a good lineup.
Yeah.
But I shut myself.
Sold out.
We sold out within like 24, 48 hours.
We sold out. Now I'm taking the credit.
It's everything to do with you. But I do remember actually seeing that lineup and straight away thinking, why do they want me to talk about social media?
Okay.
That lineup is far more qualified to speak on this topic than I am. Mm-hmm. And that was the moment I began to shit myself, genuinely. Oh. And I remember coming out of that, you were the first person I spoke to, and we both looked at each other and we did the whole, should we be accountability? But I remember doing that right outside the door, talking about being accountability buddies. We'll link up, we'll meet, and we'll prep for this talk. Because obviously I didn't know you were speaking.
And I would absolutely recommend to anyone that's going to do a talk like this for 9 Dots or for wherever, get someone, or if you know who else is speaking, really use each other back and forth, because you're both in the same boat.
100%.
Like, if I were to talk about this to my family or to friends, they'd get bored after like
Yes.
it's like people talking about their weddings. After a while, people don't
Yes.
care. But if you're
Mm.
talking to other people that are in the same situation, you don't get bored of it. You kind of just keep going. So yeah, I
I think
definitely.
that was one of the best things
Mm,
that we could have done.
mm, yeah, absolutely.
And I think so. I think after that, I don't know about you, but I then spent literally every single dog walk for the best part of 11 months
Mm,
thinking about what I was going to talk about and compiling notes. Like
yeah,
in my notes,
yeah,
that voice notes, like, oh, if you're going to do this, say this, or how was I going to enter? What was I wanted a song to enter to. Look at me like I'm in a boxing ring. Like I wanted it to be entertaining as well as informative, and
mm,
because that's one thing that you see, don't you, when people who speak at the gathering, they're not just standing up. Like, some people make it it's a show. It's like it's a whole
absolutely.
thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's where it was really for me, in terms of when you are giving a keynote talk or anything at something where there are creative people, just
Yes.
doing a PowerPoint presentation isn't going to cut it.
Uh-uh. Absolutely not.
You need to bring more to it than that. So, and also, I think you've got to look at what your strengths are and go,
Yes.
okay, so this is how I'm going to sort of use my strengths to deliver this presentation.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's and everybody's so different. That's what I love about it, is that there's no one way to present. There's no one
Yeah.
way to talk across. It's up to you and your imagination. Um,
Absolutely agree. And I think having you in when we were meeting up every other week or whatever it was, that penny started to drop very slowly, like tipping point, like hitting all the things, coin dropping down. But that became apparent more and more and more as the year went on. I couldn't deliver in a certain way. I had to play to my strengths,
yeah,
and my strengths are very, as much as I come across as quite extrovert, quite loud, and all the rest of it, when it comes to delivering something or showing up in a work mode, actually I'm quite calm, I'm quite measured, and
mm,
I have some points I want to get across. So I knew for me I had to lean into like teacher mode, because that's what felt natural to me.
yeah,
So I knew that whatever I was going to deliver, there would be tasks, like
mm,
there would be something for people to do. I knew my talk was never really going to be about who am I, this is what my work looks like, and this is how I do things. It was going to be more of just teaching how you can do it, if you know what,
yeah,
do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. It was brilliant, and I had heard so much good feedback from your talk.
So,
Um,
and as for yours as well, absolutely.
It's yeah, and I think that we both decided that, didn't we? That actually the topics we'd been given were practical topics anyway. So
Right.
um, it really made sense that we left the audience with something that they could then go on and use, and we haven't
Absolutely.
just talked at them. That's what I think we both agreed. Actually, we want it to be useful.
Yep.
Um, we're not there to be the sort of the inspirational talks. We're there to
Yep.
be the more practical. Okay, this is how. Here are some things that you might do, you might not want to do, but at least we've given you something. And I prefer
Absolutely.
that anyway, because I like to be useful and I like to be funny. So this,
There you
there was
go.
never me going to be up there being inspirational and vulnerable, because I'm not that deep. I'm as shallow as a puddle.
did you did you find in the run up over the months you were prepping, or was it more of a, right, it's in a month's time, let's now think about it?
No, I'm like that at weddings. So I come across really relaxed and really effortless, but
Yeah.
I have done the work beforehand. Like, trust
Right.
me, I
Okay.
have done the work.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
and I was like that, like with you, I was making notes. I was
Okay.
thinking about things, thinking about my opening, what I thought was going to be my opening for 6 months. Never even saw the light of day, and then I
Right.
changed it into something else, which was better. Um, and it just kind of, yeah, so there was always that in the back of my mind. Or if I saw something, I thought, actually that could be useful, I'd save it into a little folder. um, and then I didn't sort of overdo it, I don't think, but I would just keep little bits, keeping it going in the back. And then it was about October time, wasn't it? We were like, right, okay, shit's getting real. Now we
Yes.
focus our sessions on just what are we going to talk about? Let's get a structure together. Let's
Yes.
start typing our notes. Let's do dress rehearsals together so we know the timing. That actually,
Yes.
for me, became the biggest thing was,
Right.
can I get everything I wanted to say in the time limit? And if
Yeah.
I'm going to do that, I can't really ad lib. I can't waffle. I've got to be short. I've got to be succinct. And that actually takes preparation. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because I also know I mean, for me, the biggest hurdle in the preparation to overcome was the imposter syndrome, because I think we spoke about it. You tried to talk me off a ledge quite often because of the whole, it was social media, and there were people who are, like almost 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 more followers than me. So I was like, who's going to listen to bloody me? And again, manifestation. The universe must have been listening, because come September this year, a whole year since I'd been asked, I get another phone call from Rahul, and he was like, do you know what? We reckon you should have the opening slot on Wednesday morning, and you can talk about social media if you want to, but we think you'd be in a really good position to be more of a motivational speaker. And I was like, yep, absolutely. That's absolutely fine. I haven't written anything. I will take that role. Thank you. And I was just like, this is so much more me. I can do this. And that's when everything changed. It just clicked and everything changed for me from that point.
No, it's great.
So
It's great.
good.
And
Am
actually,
I
it's
glad?
perfect fit for you.
Yeah. And by that point, I'd also started this podcast, and I'd had done so many episodes where it was just me talking. So I was like, oh yeah, I've practiced in this. I can actually do this. So my gosh, I do wonder actually, instead of worrying for like 9 or 10 months, maybe I should have just contacted Rahul and Andy and gone, can we talk about this, please?
Yeah. And that's it.
Rather than waiting for a phone call.
When you are as a speaker, you've got to come from a place from in here. And so it's got to be a topic that you love to talk about, or you'd love to share with, because it's just so much better.
Absolutely. Did you have any comparisonitis at all when the lineup was released, or?
No.
Fucking love it.
I literally do not get
it.
Syndrome.
Right. Okay.
I don't care, because people are better than me and things like that. But as a person, I think I'm quite good. So I don't care. I don't care. We're all different. We're all beautifully unique. So I'm like, bring it on.
And that's exactly what you used to tell me. And the fact that sometimes you could say the same message as 5 other people, but the person receiving it only takes it from one, and you could be that one person, right? So it doesn't matter how many followers they had, or all this sort of stuff. Actually, someone might just want to hear how you do social media from being a small fish. Because I remember when I was thinking about doing it as a whole, like how to be a small fish rather than the big fish in a big pond. But anyway, moving on, because I never had to speak about that. So I was saved. But I might do a podcast episode on it about how to do social media as a bloody small fish.
That's
there
it.
You go. Oh.
And you got a lovely fish tank in the background.
Yeah.
It was swimming.
I can hear this like trickle of water. I was like, what the bloody hell is that? And I was like, oh yeah, it's the bloody aquarium.
You have that on all the time, or did you put that just for this podcast?
This is just for today. This is the first time. I've done one like video recording, 1 or 2 of the podcast, but I never really did anything with it.
Right.
This season I am going to record, mainly because I've got an office now. Not that I'm in the office, I'm in my bloody living room. The office is the shed at the bottom of the garden, and it's freezing. And the boxes and stuff are everywhere. I've got a podcast arm coming from the Black Friday sale on Amazon today. So this weekend I'm going to set it up and I probably won't have this anymore for any of the episodes.
One and only.
So enjoy it while you can still bloody see it. So yeah, so it was about a month or two, wasn't it? Really, we started to really think about what we're going to talk about. We, like you said, we practiced, and it was we practiced our timings and content and stuff like that. That was great. When it came, that was the other thing I was going to ask you. Actually, we both had tough slots, didn't we? And we were told we had the toughest slots of the gathering. So I was told that same phone call, I was asked to be more of a motivational, a cheer 'em up slot. Primarily was because of the timing I was given. First thing in the morning on the second day, and from experience, we know that's a tough slot because a lot of people are hungover from the day before, if doing the quiz, and even if they're not hungover, they're tired. A whole day of talks, a whole evening of socializing, and what you tend to find is on the Wednesday morning, some people don't turn up for the very first talk because they want a lie-in, or they do turn up and it's a groggy, you got to wake people up, right? And then you had lunchtime on the first day, which is also after lunch, also a very tough slot because you've had talks all morning. You've non-stop spoken throughout lunch because it's the first, like, it's like lunchtime at school. Oh my God, let's all catch up. And then you've got to, you get that lull, don't you? Like,
3
let's go
o'clock
to sleep.
slump.
Absolutely.
Not on my watch, my friends.
Not on your, and you made sure of that. Also, it's in a dark room as well, isn't it? So you literally could fall asleep if you wanted to. It's like a dark room.
And I think that's why, for me, it was like, okay, so knowing the time slot's really helpful, because I do think it then plays a part to how you position how you're going to deliver your talk. So I knew for me that actually bringing some energy into the room was really important. So did I perhaps perform more than I would if I was on a different slot? Possibly, because for me it was really, okay, well, I need to keep people engaged, so let's be energizing. And I think my talk was quite energizing anyway. But yeah, it is interesting to know what slot you've been given so that you can go, okay, right, so like for both of us, right, we want to make sure that our time is used effectively and is engaging at a time when actually people are tired.
Yeah. And again, about timings, I think you had it even tougher than I did because you had 15 minutes and I was first initially offered 45 minutes. I went, no way, absolutely. I'm not standing and speaking for 45 minutes. That's a hell of a long time. So I said, I'll take the half an hour one, but I was only offered 30 minutes or 45. And then I found out other people had 15-minute slots and you were one of them. I was like, oh my God, why was 15 minutes quite tough?
So I think 15 minutes, because you've got want to get your points across, actually doing that, if you think about it, 3 points, if you took 5 minutes over three, but that's time done already. Then you've also got your introduction, your sort of your finish. So you have to be quite fast moving. So at first I was like, right, okay, when I'm practicing, whoa, you're doing about a 20-minute talk and you're trying to do it in 15 minutes. Now, I could either talk faster, which was an option, but that's not really going to be great in terms of the presenting element side of it. So all it meant was that I had to be more succinct, which I don't think is a bad thing actually, after delivering it, and just be, okay, so this is a point, and really go, is this necessary? If not, get it out. Like, why have you said that? Get it out. It's gone. Why? Get it out. It's gone. So then actually every point that I made, I was like, actually, I feel this is really important to say. So in the end, it worked out really well. Don't know if I stuck 15 minutes or not. We were on 9 dots time, so
yes, exactly that. Because that would,
give or take, is absolutely fine.
Yeah, because you have your screen, you had the laptop on a lectern, And I specifically said, can I have the timer doing a countdown? Like, because you can start it at 0, and can I have it going up to, they were like, no, what it does, it reads the actual time of day and the minutes clock by. And I was like, oh, I can't work out.
I didn't even know
because
there
it was
was a
on,
timer.
Yeah. So I think it was something like,
I got that mic in my hand, I was off.
Because it was, what was it? I think I went on something like, no, I when I went down to check it all, it was like 8:38. And in my head, I was like, I can't do this maths. If I don't start on a 00 or a 10, how am I going to add on 30?
It's like setting alarm clocks in the morning. You can only set it on a 0 or 5. You set it on any other number, you're like a psycho.
Like if I start 8:38, like what's half an hour? It's 8:68. Okay. What is this? I was like, I can't do this. They were like, no, sorry, we can't change that. I was like, okay, great. So I have no idea how long. I think I was on an hour after I was meant to have started or something. It was a lot later because things ran later. And I remember taking the mic thinking, and I think I may have even said it, in my head, I was about to be sitting down now. And yes. I'm only just starting because I think it was like probably like 10 o'clock or whatever.
Ending now.
Exactly, right? So because for me to get through something that's more of a high stress event, like speaking in front of speaking in front of a lot of people, I intensely and vividly visualize me finishing the event.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to sit down now.
The wedding photography world of Usain Bolt. Right. Crossing that line before you've even begun.
Absolutely. So that's how I get through it. So if it's a really tough wedding, for me, it's I can see myself driving, and that's how I get through things. So the way I was visualizing this whole talk was, I knew my starting point. I didn't know what was going to happen in between, but I knew how I could see myself walking off, sitting down. So when I started so late, I was like, this is the point. I was like, I was going to be sitting down. What is this?
Good job it wasn't a chair for you.
Right. Oh, and the other thing that really threw me, because the whole preparation aspect was the night before. So the Tuesday, there's like a quiz night, and everyone goes out and you have pizza and you socialize, and there was a quiz night, and I didn't go to that. I think I came for like about an hour, and then I went back to the hotel room. And it wasn't because I was anxious about the following day or stressed about it. The main reason was I wanted to protect my voice, because you do find when you're speaking amongst a lot of people, you speak so much louder because there's so much noise, right? So I already was feeling on a Tuesday at break time, I was like, I'm losing my voice. I need to protect my voice. I had strepsils. I left a couple of hours. Well, I left earlier. And the other thing I think that I was slightly anxious about was the fact that I visualized having a clip-on mic and holding my notes so that I could walk around. And when it came to it, they only had a handheld mic and my notes would be on a laptop. So I was like, oh, I don't know my script, I suppose, or my talk. I didn't have it committed to memory for a variety of reasons. I can't work like that. I just can't. And I think it'd come across more wooden, weirdly enough, like more than speaking off a script. Anyway, I was like, how am I going to hold a piece of paper and a mic? This is going to end badly. So I then went home to protect my voice and then copy and paste my notes onto the keynote presentation, because I was like, I hadn't done that. And that allowed me to hold a mic.
Yeah, that was that. I had envisioned again having a clip-on mic.
Hearsay.
I mean,
Liberty X.
Madonna in the.
Oh, Madonna.
Well, did you used to do that? Get the plastic straw.
Yes, Vogue. Yeah.
But yeah, so suddenly when it was a handheld mic, I was like, oh, I haven't practiced with the mic.
Yeah.
And again, like you, I had like a crutch in terms of the paper that was going to be holding in my hands. So it was different, and I wasn't sure how I would be, because I do talk with my hands, and if I'm
Same.
holding a mic, would I suddenly forget and do all of that?
Exactly. Yeah.
Actually, it worked out fine. I mean, once I had a mic, I was like live at the Apollo. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, this is I love it. But but it's all those things to think about as well when
Yeah.
you're delivering in the logistical side of
Yes.
things as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Because
yeah,
you
like,
think it's going to be the content that takes over, but as you run up, you're like, hold on, actually, what am I going to wear? How am I going to stand? The slides, like, what is it going to look like? How? Because I also realized, that's another thing that I realized on Tuesday that people were saying to me, is that the people at the back couldn't see the bottom of the whatever was shown on the wall, projected onto the wall. They couldn't see the bottom. And I was like, oh, for the love of God, some of my titles are on the actual bottom of the slide. But it was
right,
handy knowing that, actually, because when I was delivering, I was like, I know there are people at the back who can't see this. So, just
deal with it.
rereading it out. Yep. Yeah, basically deal with it. Stand up. So you loved being on stage, right?
Yeah, I did. I really
So
did.
did I.
I
Yeah.
yeah. The first moment you go on, there is a little bit like, even for me, I could feel my heart. I can almost like hear my heartbeat. I was like, okay, here we go.
Right.
But once I had, so one of the things that I really did do was I had learnt my first slide as a script. So as if I
Right.
was performing as an actor, I was it. So I knew that I couldn't fuck up the first slide because
Right.
I
Yeah.
had committed that to memory. And as soon as
Right.
I'd sort of done that bit, then my voice was out there, then I'd relaxed a little bit, and then I could just be a bit more off the cuff with the next ones. Um, but for me, it was really important that I knew exactly what I was going to say when I first went on that stage, because
Yeah.
again, that removed any sort of doubt or worry about, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to say here? I knew exactly what I was going to say, and here I go with it.
Yeah.
And
That worked all right, didn't it, for you? And then I remember you talking to me about beforehand when we were prepping about grounding. And I did see you do this because
yeah, you do.
I was taking pictures and videos of you prior because I thought it might be nice for you to have
Mhm.
that, because that's another thing that we did, right? We were going to be in the front row for each other. Actually, a lot
Yeah,
of speakers did that. They were going to be in the front row for each other. And actually, friends of the speakers also did that. So people would come down, reserve their seat, going, my
yeah,
mate's speaking later, I'm going to
yeah,
be at the
that was
front
great.
to be there for them. So you did have that as well. And I remember watching you, and I remember you being very quiet
Mhm.
and doing your grounding exercise, which is something you spoke to me about beforehand, which
Mhm.
is what is it that you do?
So I learned it as hara. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. It's
Right.
also used in martial arts as well, but it's literally, so all what I oh, it's hard to do it on Zoom, but my feet are planted on the floor, and about 4 fingers down from my belly button is where I'm focusing on. And there's
Right.
something that happens that when you connect with it, it's your center point,
Yep.
and you're no longer off balance, because I think when you're up, really up in your head, you're a bit like this. But when you're grounded, you're solid. So
Right.
I just sort of ground myself. And also when you go into it, and it does take practice, but when you go into it, something amazing happens in that everything just settles. I liken it to like when you're all up in your head and you're anxious and you're nerves and everything's going, and oh my god, this I'm about to go on stage. Like we're like a snow globe that's been shaken. Everything's
Ah.
hit, and then when you ground yourself, it's just like it's all settling, and nothing goes on in your head. It's an amazing. I'll have to do it with you when we're in real
Yeah.
life, because
Yeah.
it really just then suddenly like nothing is going on in my head, and I'm
Right.
grounded. Then it's showtime. We go.
And then it
Yeah.
Nice. And then I saw people like getting selfies and hugging you before you were about to speak. How did you feel about that? Did that knock you from being grounded, or?
Um, it's really weird actually. The hardest thing I found is because a bit like you in visualization, like I had taught myself that I am going to be calm the whole time. I'm
Mm,
leading up to it. I've got this. I can do it. All my inner voice was nothing like I said on the thing. I am my own cheerleader. So everything was, yeah, we've got this. We've got this. And then when you see people that I haven't seen for a year and we have big cards,
Yeah.
are you all right? You nervous for your talk? Like, I
Yes.
wasn't, but I am now. Like, literally. Are you nervous? Are you nervous? I was like, fucking hell. Just like, chill. It's good.
Yeah.
We've got this. Um,
Yeah.
it is a big thing, and it is, you do feel like an honour to be speak, but in the grand scheme of things, we've done a lot harder. So it's
Yeah.
just me, it's a bit like the morning of a wedding. There's always that slight sort of anticipation and things going
Right.
on, but like we know we've got it. We can do this.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but actually people coming up to me going, "Are you nervous? Are you
Yeah.
nervous?" I am now. Wow.
So, guys, if your mate's speaking at an event,
Yeah, yeah,
can you just leave them alone?
yeah, yeah, exactly.
So, what I found was in the run up, I was asked, "How are you feeling?" And I was like, "I am actually quite fine,
Yeah.
right? I'm fine about this." And a lot of people are, "Oh, you used to teach," and I was like, "Yeah, well, actually, yeah, it's not a big deal for me." The speaking bit wasn't the nervous bit for me. It was knowing the words on the and not going off tangent, because
Yes.
it was so easy to go off tangent, and because I had half an hour to play with.
Yeah.
I knew the content was good. I'd run through it with you. I'd run through it with my husband. I'd actually also sent it as a recording to a friend of mine who couldn't attend and really wanted to. And when she cried, I was like, "Ah, that's fine." That's fine.
Fun.
I was confident with my content as well, and it felt so me.
Mm.
Um, in the run up, I kept being asked, "How do you feel?" And then I was asked, "What's your talk about?" Now, I found this question really annoying, because
Right.
I'm like, we're literally minutes away. Why don't you just wait and find
Yeah.
wait and find out?
Yeah.
So sorry to everyone who asked me that, but yeah, that was that was like, I'm not going to tell you what I'm talking about.
Mm.
Because also it would ruin it. And I know I did have other friends who said, you can practice your talk with me. And I was like, no, I don't want you to know what
Mm.
I'm talking about, because I want you to hear it for the first time actually at the gathering. And
Mm.
I've already done it with Francis, so it's not a huge deal. It's fine.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I only practice with you and my
yes.
15-year-old son in the kitchen. He was proud, let me tell you. He was not getting my jokes. He did say, "Oh, it's really good, Mum." I was like, "Oh, thanks, babe."
Oh, that's good. That's the validation you
Yeah,
need.
but that's it. And again, because you want it to come across as ours was like, we are talking, but we don't want to be talking at you. We want to be talking with you and you thinking about things and reflecting in real time. I think you can over prepare and
Yes,
over practice. So you
absolutely.
want to leave a little bit for the performance, I guess, if you like.
Absolutely agree with that, because so I semi knew how I was going to start, maybe the first two or three sentences. But as the days went on, because obviously I was the second day, the amount of people who said what I was going to say, I was like, well, I fucking can't say that, can I? Scratch that, scratch that. So I was like, well, how am I going to start? How am I going to start? So in the end, and because it ran late, in the end, it was very much of an ad lib
Yeah,
start for me. And obviously I had technical issues, which
yeah,
sort of fed into the whole comedy of the event. And I
yeah,
think
it's
that's
great.
what people actually remember the
Yeah,
most,
yeah,
were the technical issues I had. But that was great, because I could absolutely roll with that. But
mm,
I know before I went on, so while people were all seated and waiting, they put a countdown, don't they? That is going to start. I went and I got up and I went in front of the speaker bit and I
mm,
took a selfie. So
yeah,
I could, and when I stood there for that 10 seconds, I went, oh, this is how it's going to feel. So when I came and took the
lovely.
mic off Andy,
Yeah,
I'd already seen what the room was going to look like. So I knew I wouldn't be thrown with how many people
yeah,
were there, because I'd already actually got that out of my system. I was like, oh, it's fine. It's
yeah.
fine. So I knew, boom, oh, it's fine. So I just carried on.
And actually, after the first few rows, you don't see people anyway.
You don't see people, absolutely, because it's quite dark.
Mm.
When you were delivering your talk, where did you look?
I was I don't know. I felt like I could see up to about 5 rows. So I tried to
Right.
see different people within those 5 rows.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just try and pick different people.
Pick different people.
Friendly faces. People
Because
looking
I reckon friendly faces actually shouldn't be at the very front row.
oh,
I think
really?
they I think they should be around about row 4,
So you
5,
have to look
so you
back.
look up and
Yes.
across.
Yeah.
Because I felt if I look down, you're just gonna get double chin, mate. You're just gonna get a lot of chinage. And it also, you don't look beyond. So actually,
Yeah.
I think it's far more helpful to have them midway so you can look and beyond.
Mm.
Like I said, I went into I had tasks in mine. So I was assessing who's doing what,
Mm-hmm.
and I was registering. They're doing it, they're not doing it. And I remember doing it, may have got a bit teachery, because I remember some people giggling at the front, like, you're so precise, like, you're so like, do it. Because I remember seeing people who were literally just taking a screenshot and then not doing some of the tasks, which is fine.
Mm.
But I also know when you go to these events, how much you write notes and you never look at them
Yeah.
again. And I really so desperately wanted people to take the time in that very moment and do it then.
Mm. Mm.
And a lot of people did. However, some people didn't. Fine, okay. I can't force you to do this. And I did see back of the room, which is lit. I saw some people not even paying attention to me. They were literally looking out the window, looking at the sign, the banner. They were just walking around, and I was just like, okay, it
Mm.
didn't throw
Mm.
me, basically. I
Yeah.
was just like, whatever, that's you, that's what you want, that's fine. I'm going to concentrate on the people who are actually getting something out of
Mm.
it.
Mm.
And there were definitely faces dotted about the room, and there were some people, I saw tears, and I was like, I'm going to look away
Yeah.
because
Gosh.
you are
Yeah.
going to set me off crying. So
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, that was a tough bit, actually, seeing some of the emotions in the room,
Mm. Yeah.
because mine was really about bringing it home. I really wanted to jolt people.
Mm.
And so they sort of go, oh, shake up. Yes, this is why I do this job. This is what I should be doing. So, and I could see that happening. So I knew that it was landing really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's great. I mean, I've already used your feedback loop
Oh, yeah,
on my
that's good.
Instagram while I was thinking, why am I not posting to my grid? Why am I
Yeah,
avoiding
yeah,
it?
yeah. Yeah.
And I get decision paralysis. I've
Yeah,
got
100%.
like, it's not as if I haven't got photos to share. I've got a
Exactly.
shit ton of them, but that's
Yeah.
almost what the thing. So I was like, right, okay, so why am I avoiding it? What am I going to do about it? And then how
Yeah.
am I going to do it? So I've started my media bank on my pick time gallery. So I'm using the co-working sessions to just sit there and do it,
Perfect.
because otherwise I
Yeah.
won't sit still long enough. I'll find something else to do. And then I'm getting what I'm doing is, right, okay, so pick a schedule of when I'm going to do it, and I'm just going to pick any one of those and post
Yeah.
it. And
Just
even
do
if I
something.
go, you know what, I don't know what caption to write, so I'm just going to post a photo and just get in the habit,
Absolutely.
just keep posting and posting and
Yeah.
posting again,
Yeah. It's a
because it
muscle.
does work for me. People are
Yeah.
contacting me through Instagram,
Yeah.
so I'm
Yeah.
kind of being stupid by not really
Yeah.
reinforcing it and making it into a deal. So thank you for that.
Yeah, good. That's good. I did some of your warm
You
warm
did.
networking yesterday.
Fantastic.
I did. I reached out to some people who the suppliers at weddings, and I went, "Oh,
Yeah,
they've not asked for photos." And I went, "Would you like the gallery? Would you?" And
yeah,
I sent loads of emails. Just like,
absolutely.
"Here's the gallery link. Here's the gallery.
Yeah,
Choose, choose,
yeah.
choose." And I actually shared some of your cold and warm networking tips with a friend of mine who was pretty much like beside herself with in
Yeah.
terms of marketing. Like, I've got so much, I don't know where to start, overwhelmed with it all. And I was like, have you thought about this? And Francis talked about doing this and this.
Mm.
And yeah, so I've been sharing your
Oh,
tips with
brilliant.
people
Yeah,
as well.
it's been really
100%.
lovely, actually. That's one of the things I hadn't expected from this, is
Mm,
getting messages from people going,
right.
"Oh, I used your warm net winter. I've just contacted the suppliers," or
Perfect.
messaged me on it. I was like, "Oh, well done you. Go for it."
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's what you wanted out
Yeah,
of this, wasn't it? This was,
yeah, really.
it's an honor to speak, but at some point, the feeling of, like you say, providing value takes over everything. So when you get that feedback, like, that was good, you're like, fucking hell, yes. I'm so glad you got something out of it. Otherwise, it was absolute waste of my pissing time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always think, like, the people that go to the gathering, yes, there is a almost like a self-care element to it, in that we get so much energy from just being, but actually the learning element is like you were saying, you want to provide value, and for people to go away and actually make their business a little bit better. And people are investing in this, so it makes
Exactly.
sense to actually action some of the things. Like, I'm such a team player because I've always worked in a team, and now I'm a photographer. It's like me, myself, and I. And actually, that's
Yes.
really lonely. So I'm kind of like, okay, how can I find a team that's not quite my team, but still we can still work and help each other. And I think that's what really comes from the gathering.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. So the feedback has been amazing
Yeah,
post talk,
yeah,
hasn't it?
yeah.
I found um myself having, after the talk, so after my talk, it was a break time. And as people left the room, I could see some people lingering,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, they want to talk to me. And some people, I couldn't tell you their names. I couldn't tell you what their names were, but they gave me such personal information because they connected with some of the stuff that I'd been talking about in my talk. And there were tears, there were lots of hugs, and I'm really grateful people opened up. Really,
Mm-hmm.
really grateful people opened up, and they felt comfortable enough to open up to me. Um, and it was like a click. Oh my God, I needed to hear this, and like, verbal vomit onto you. Thank you. And I was like, give me the vomit. Just, I'll take it all. Take it, smother me.
Lovely thought.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I found that it, that was on a more selfish note, that was really lovely. That
And
really
I
validated.
wholeheartedly recommend people putting themselves out there
Yeah.
and doing a talk.
Yeah.
I think
Absolutely.
although the main intention is to give to the people that are there, actually we get so much from it
Oh my
as
God.
well. I've felt
Absolutely.
so re-energized this last month that it's absolutely amazing.
I couldn't agree
Wholeheartedly,
more.
wholeheartedly, I can't even say it.
Can't even say
Wholeheartedly
it.
recommend that people do it. And if you're not asked, but you have something that you want to share, go out and ask. Like, don't wait for opportunities to come
Yes.
to you. Just
Yes.
just
Pitch
go.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pitch
Yeah.
yourself,
Don't be
bitch. Yeah,
entitled. Go for it.
absolutely. So I've spent a lot of this year reframing.
Right.
So gatekeeping is something I've had to really work on
Mm-hmm.
this year, because actually also, after being asked to speak at Nine Dots, I was also then asked to do a talk on hybrid
Mm-hmm.
photo and film. So I delivered a workshop at Gingerbeard's
Oh
workshop
yeah.
that he had in March. So I did that. Also Manchester. I also stayed that was my first time staying at Whitworth Lock. So I'd done that, and then I'd done something for Nine Dots. So it was almost like preparing me for this speak. So
Mm-hmm.
gatekeeping is something I've had to work on. And it's really funny because, considering my background, it's always about sharing and giving knowledge. But I think when I entered this industry, it's really hard to find A, your feet, and B, a close circle. And I'd
Mm-hmm.
been burnt a couple of times early on, starting out. And I closed up. I completely closed up. So it was trying to break those walls down again. So that is something I think I've worked on well and truly. That's in the bin now.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask me anything you want. So that's gone. And then really looking at where and what are my strengths.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, I sort of have always thought this, but I think this year has confirmed it. it's not about the photos for me. Like, as in, I'm not known for my photos. I believe I am known for my communication. So that's why it's the whole how I show up online, the whole podcast thing, and delivering this talk. And the validation I've got from delivering this talk has given me such energy, as in, right, let's start this podcast again and really know who I am and where I want to go. That's basically what I was trying to say.
Well, I'm glad we got there in the end. But you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. And I do, like, we are in a business. We are businesses and we are service providers. I mean, your
Yes.
photography can be art, but actually to be a profitable business, we are a service provider. We are providing
100% agree.
Yes. So it's not just about the photos. And actually, I'm the same. I think people book me because they go, oh, book Frances. She's lovely.
Yes.
I mean, hopefully they tag on and a great photographer, but like literally it's that part that, so I just think
absolutely
I've got that. If actually what you are delivering is a brilliant service, absolutely show that's what you're delivering.
Exactly.
And
Absolutely.
people,
Because, and I remember talking to a client and I asked them, like, why did you choose me? And because they had admitted you were the more expensive one. And I was like, okay. But they realized in the end, for XYZ reasons, they went with me, even though I was more expensive than the counterpart that they had been looking at. And I said, but what about the photos? What about the portfolio? Wasn't that a consideration? And they just went, that was an unconsciously, like, we knew you could take a photo. We could see you could take a photo. So that wasn't a consideration anymore. It became other things that helped us make our decisions. So, and that's when you start thinking, oh, it's not always about the photos for some people.
Until I was probably became a photographer, my photography knowledge was probably pretty poor, if I'm honest.
Right.
I could tell looking, oh, that's a good photo and that's a great photo. But could I tell that that was so much better than that photo? Probably not. So I think for someone that's just booking their wedding and a photographer, they want to book a good photographer. There's so many of us out there. So actually, it's what else that you can bring that will get you the booking. I mean, I once booked a wedding because I was more expensive. So it was between me and a guy, and she said, your photos are both brilliant. Why I chose you is because he looked a bit scruffy, and I would much rather have you at our wedding. I was like, I'll take it. But thanks very much.
It is a thing.
Things like that can make the difference between you getting booked or not. And whatever.
And that's what you spoke about in your talk, right? That was the whole about cold networking and the first impressions, and
absolutely. So it just, I think whatever you can do to get yourself booked, do it. And actually, a lot of the time, it's not actually to do with the photos.
No, it's not always, no. But that's definitely something that I've learned this year. Like, actually, these are my strengths. And so, the event definitely has given me the energy to go, this is where I'm going now. And I can't wait for our goal setting accountability chat.
I'm excited. We are going to take up the world.
100% Pinky. I got a brain. I am brain. I got a diary, a goal setting diary. I've already got one. I bought
Amazing.
one from the Works for like a £5. So check out the Works near you, right? So do you know another thing? When I look back at the talk, it has really shown me where the industry is right now.
Right.
And I really think, going off the talks that were delivered and just the energy that was in the room, I think people are really fed up of bullshit.
Yeah.
And they are less wowed by, I suppose, the photos and stuff like that. I think that's something I definitely read in the room.
I think it's interesting because I think Nine Dots and the people that go to Nine Dots are a kind of a similar type of values and morals.
Mhm.
So it could just be a silo, and that if you went to
Right.
another conference that was perhaps more about
Yeah.
the aesthetics and how weddings are quite showy, how they're the production element to that, you would then get a whole completely different sense
Right.
of
Good
what the
point. Good
industry.
point.
So
Yeah. Good point.
I think with all of these things is that if you just stay in your lane and go with what you feel is right for
Mhm.
you, then you're never going to be wrong. Like, actually, there's so many, like, when people could say to me, oh, like, what do you think about the wedding industry? And honestly, I couldn't give a shit. Like, I just care about me doing a good job in my little
Mhm.
business for people that want to book me. Whereas
Mhm.
I think it's so multifaceted and there's so many different styles, which is brilliant, because if we were all the same, it would be boring. Um, but there's so many different ways of doing it. I think it's really hard to condense it into the wedding industry thinks this, because
Okay,
what does
cool.
that
Good
even
point.
mean? Um, wow, I got very serious very quickly
You
then.
did. You did. You made my
Whoa!
belly hurt. No, I'm joking. No, that's fair. That's absolutely, yeah. That's fair. It's a good point.
I just think don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't
Leave
worry
it.
about it,
Leave it
mate.
out. What's next for you?
What's next for me? I've got a wedding next week, which I'm very excited
So have
about.
I.
Ooh, actually,
Last one?
I'm really excited because it's end of November. It is in the morning, so I may be fine with the light. But if not, I am going to take. So one of the things we learned at the gathering was from the lovely Magic.
Mhm.
And I really liked the group shots he did where he holds out like a little softbox thing,
Oh,
which I
yeah.
have in my office and hardly ever use. So
Yeah.
actually, I'm going to take that because that might be quite lovely to do some portraits if the light isn't that great next weekend. So yes, I'm excited. I'm so excited to do that. And then a lot of it is just working on the business until I've got
Right.
the second shoot in December, and then January is when I pick up again. So just taking some time to work on the business, blogging, doing more
Yeah.
marketing, getting my Instagram. I've set up a TikTok account. Gonna start posting on TikTok maybe.
Great.
Um,
Okay.
so yeah, just doing things like that. I don't enjoy lots of shooting in the winter. It's too cold for me. My hands, I don't
Same.
like, my hands just freeze up and I can't get them warm again.
Oh
Uh,
my God. I am exactly the same. I actually get very angry.
but
My nose just starts dripping.
yeah,
My hands are cold, and I just get very angry about
yeah,
things. So I'm just not a nice person to be around when it's cold. And
yeah.
also, for me, November, December, there's a lot of birthdays, and I like Christmas, but I
Mhm.
love New Year's.
Right.
And I've second shot one New Year's Eve wedding. I've had one New Year's Eve wedding that was only 2 hours in the daytime, but I never otherwise will do a New Year's Eve
Mm,
wedding.
mm,
I absolutely love New Year's Eve. So I might do the odd pre-shoot. The winter light is absolutely
mm,
beautiful. So sometimes that's what gets me through. But yeah, I otherwise I just don't like shooting in
mm.
winter. Yeah.
Nice.
What about your
Nice.
business then? Like goal setting, like do you want to speak again at another event?
Especially, yeah, I think yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I would happily
brilliant.
do it. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah, never say never. No one might want
never
me.
say never.
Yeah. No, it's yeah, absolutely. I'd happily talk again. Also, I feel I've done it. So
Tick, next.
tick,
Let's
yeah.
jump out of a plane.
Yeah, exactly. Well, do you know what I do want to do? I want to
Go
go
on.
to Borneo and see the orangutans. So that is now going on my vision board. Every time I open my screen, I'm just going to see orangutans. That's it.
If you can do some sort of talk whilst you're there,
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
remote talk, you might get sponsored to
Yeah,
do the whole
yeah,
trip.
exactly. Okay, there's the goal. Get sponsored to go to Borneo. Get out there in the universe.
I'm a photographer. Get me out of here.
You have to get a longer lens though, or they'd be very close, and that would
Stop
then
it.
would go horrendously wrong. But it might go viral on TikTok. So
Exactly. There you go. Spins and roundabouts.
yeah, always a plus, always a positive.
Always. Then that's you to a T. Always looking for the silver lining.
My grandma, Dad died when she was 36 of a heart attack, and her mum died nearly a year later when she was 37. So my grandma was orphaned with her sister and her brother. Their grandma, Granny Annie, didn't want that to happen. So at 60, she took these 3 children in, and they were very, very poor, like had a really tough upbringing. My grandma was the happiest person you'll ever meet. And because she always saw the positive. And like, she was like, yeah, shit happens. Oh, assholes, get on with it. And you like, and I think I've just got that within me that, do you know what? We go through tough times, but let's just, life's short, just get on with it.
And I think this year that of you has rubbed off on me.
Yeah.
The gratitude, 100% the gratitude. And just doing that like every morning, like, this is amazing. This is what you've got. And
we are so lucky. We are so fortunate.
We really are.
And get on with it.
Absolutely, get on with it.
Don't wallow, get on.
Stop mucking about. Come on. 6 bags of apples a pound. We sound like we're on Romford Market.
It's funny. When we're at the gathering, when we're with Polly Stock, who lives in Cornwall but grew up in Wanstead, and Lucy, lovely Lucy Toms, she laughs. She says, "When you two are together, you like just become more sensitive." It's literally like our whole accents change.
It just comes out, doesn't it? It just comes out.
Can't help it.
Just comes out. In it. Thank you so much for joining me, Frances. We missed 11:11, by the way. It's 11:16 now.
Thank you this is my first ever podcast. I always said, I don't get why people do podcasts. So I feel like...
Really?
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck is she? Why does she want a podcast?
What the hell am I? I've been talking for an hour and 16 minutes. Jesus.
That's nothing for you. That's nothing. You know it. I know that when I started this, I did come up against a why? And I'm just like, shut up. It's got nothing to do with you.
Actually, it's not good fun. It's good because you just think, we're just talking to each other.
Exactly. It's so much fun. It's much funner to have a guest, most definitely. So thank you.
No, it's good. I did think, well, what's my podcast voice going to be? It's going to be like, hello, hi. I can't.
No, it's going to be Romford Market.
It's going to be Chigwell, darling, Chigwell.
Chigwell. Dorian Green, thank you very much.
Yes, you are very welcome, my darling. And I will see you soon for an account.
I will see you soon.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
How do we end this?
No, I've totally forgotten. Not by singing that, I can tell you that. Right. Cut.
That's definitely cut.
If something in here got you thinking, let me know. Drop me a message on Instagram at Gina Fernandez Photography. If you're listening on Spotify, you can drop me a comment on the episode, and there's always a poll in the show notes. I love hearing your take. And hey, if you're enjoying the pod, a quick rating or review really helps. We all know engagement really helps. If you fancy jumping on an episode to chat all things business or wedding world highs and headaches, send me a DM. I'm always up for a good conversation. Catch you in the next one.